In the tech bucket, last week I talked about how America's sentiment about technology has changed and changed tremendously through this. We're using Zoom to connect with people. Facebook and Instagram are really helping us connect with the world. Amazon is probably the only company that's really not getting a positive response in consumer sentiment because of, well, there's a whole bunch of things I've been talking about it for the last 7 weeks, workers, not, creating safe work environments, and also not giving us the things that we need right away. But in terms of the rest of the technology companies, before there was a big techlash, people said that Facebook was, just as bad as the big oil companies. They're basically shutting out all competitors. Everyone hated technology companies before. Not everyone, but there was a collective. Mental illness, addiction, etc. And last week I talked about how that has been changing. But this week I'm seeing how technology companies are doing exactly what they did before. Facebook launches into creating a Zoom-like platform. They're also creating a gaming platform in terms of launching a dedicated gaming app to take on Twitch and YouTube. The other thing that's interesting about Facebook is that they're actually creating a rival to House Party, which is another Zoom-like platform, if you didn't know, that's more festive. So, if Facebook had this, I don't know, the people had a perception that Facebook was basically doing everything that the other tech companies were doing, and they got a bad rap for that. And it seems like now they're doing the same thing. So my question is, and there was a piece in the Washington Post that had proven this, or solidified what I've been thinking about and saying, is that the tech giants, you just read the headline, are profiting and getting more powerful even as the global economy tanks. So right now, the narrative of regulating big tech companies, and as we know, Europe was in the forefront of doing that, is obviously at a standstill right now. But my thoughts, as once we do ride back to normalcy, will this techlash, meaning tech backlash, continue again? So, the thing that I was showing before is that you have these big tech companies basically expanding their power and doing everything that these other emerging tech companies have been doing. And because a lot of startups are going out of business or they're going to be strapped for cash, this could be the opportunity for these big tech companies to take over or buy them or compete with them. And that's really scary for competition. And are they going to be more monopolistic than people thought they were before the coronavirus? And again, I'm saying this because I'm trying to evolve the cultural narrative, whereas last week, except for Amazon, it was positive. Just a couple tech things. We've been talking a lot about the last mile. That's why Instacart and direct delivery to our houses and all that, Uber Eats, everything that we may have been a little bit skeptical about before has come to the acme of cultural power, obviously. And we're seeing, how profitable these, we're calling them the last mile companies because, you have a product, it gets shipped, it gets packaged, it gets shipped, and then there is a particular person or delivery or UPS, the mail system that delivers it to your house directly. This is going to be a cultural movement moving forward. We are going to get most of our things delivered to our houses. That's not a surprise. But as I also been saying, is that the coronavirus is an impetus, it's an accelerator of all the things that we were imagining, all the things that I was teaching all of you before the coronavirus about the future. Everything we thought about that would happen in the future, 10 years ahead maybe, is going to happen right away. E-commerce and maybe even these things. And just a couple technology developments that I saw is that the sidewalk bot companies are going to see a spike in demand. So we might see robots everywhere. UPS and CVS are now actually using drones. So we're going to see drones everywhere above us. In China, we're talking about going back, and I'm going to talk to Franklin about going back to movie theaters and going back to restaurants and going back to stores. This new product has been developed in China, where the police are now having AI helmets for temperature screening, if you could see that. And then another weird thing is that we've been talking a little bit about privacy in terms of all this. And that's why there are so many companies that are betting on AI cameras that are going to check and see if we were social distancing. So we're going to have people, we're building technology to see if we are going to be socially distanced. Okay, so